Hey everybody, it's Mark Wiggins and welcome to Off the Bench. I am your host, Mark Wiggins. Today's episode is a excerpt from my Facebook Live discussion on the word of the year, the wrap down for 2019. This discussion usually is a recap of my year with my word of the year and what my listeners have to say about it. So listen in as we talk about my word of the year. For 2019, the word was transform. If you like it, please subscribe, share this podcast to everybody that you know so you can get this message, and we'll look forward to connecting with you on our future episodes. All right. Let's bring it in. Off the bench on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Are you ready?
Hey there, and welcome to Get Off the Bench, where we talk success, business, life, and how you can make your dreams into reality. Your coach is an international speaker, published author, business and speaking coach, known to his audiences as the Speaker Man. His dream is to move you from the bench to the starting lineup of life.
And here we are again, 47-yard try, his longest attempt of the game. He has just twist.
Your man, this is your Kodak moment.
Hey, did you hear that? The game is about to start, and you need to get ready to get in the game.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Here's your coach, Mark Wiggins.
It is the fourth quarter. It's the fourth. Everybody hold your hand. It's the fourth quarter. And while we know it's November, and I usually do this at the beginning of October, it is what it is. There's still the fourth quarter, nonetheless. So we want to talk about is the wrap down of the year, your word of the year. So if you join me at the beginning of the year, I ask everyone to come up with a word of the year, a word that would help you stay focused, stay on task, do what you got to do throughout the year. So when things happen or things didn't happen, you remind yourself that this is my word and this is why I chose my word. So we want to make sure that we get into that discussion tonight. I'm going to go over my word of the year, and I want you to drop your word of the year on the line if you remember what it was. Hopefully you do. Because in about a month and a half, I'm going to come back and ask you for your new word of 2020. So, Bootsy, yes, sir. And yes, the storm is coming to... Really? Already? Snowstorm? Dude, I'm not built for this no more. DJ Ford. What's up, DJ? On the gram. I see you. Appreciate you joining in. We're talking about the word of the year. And everyone's logging in. And I want to know what your word of the year is. Because the year's not over yet. My word was transform. That was the word that I chose. That was laid on my head to work on transforming. How are we going to change into something or do something different? I didn't know what that was going to bring for me this year. I didn't know how it was going to take me, how it was going to transform, or what was going to be transformed, right? Could be the mental disposition. It could be my financial disposition. It could be just a growth internal situation. A lot of stuff. Reverend Ron, what is up? Ron Sullivan's on the line. Appreciate you, bro, joining in. What's up, Paul Amos? And appreciate you joining. So what was the word? The word was transform. And we talked about what it was going to mean for me is I felt like there were some things that were going to move me to another level. A lot of stuff happened this past year. A lot of stuff. If you follow me for just a brief moment on the book or on the gram, especially on the gram, because I'll be posting, all kind of stuff. But a lot of things happen along the way, right? Transformation. One, the birthday, right? At the beginning of the year, January, February, I cruised, traveled with my bestie friend. We were all over the doggone place. Things I never really had done before, I started to do. I started to travel more, take time for me, dinner on Blancs here, dinner on Blancs there, cruise here, cruise there. People like, Mark, where are you? People like, Mark, where are you? And I was everywhere I wanted to be. That's how that was going to work this year. And that carried through the theme. I was traveling all year, whether it be for work or whether it be for personal reasons. What's up, Zakita? Don Marks. Hey, Don Marks. Hey, my condolences to you and the fam. I was going over there in Maple Heights. I sure will. My prayers are with your family as your time passed back there. Losing a good friend and business partner you guys had. So we talked about that earlier. That was my first job was at the camper van shop. So anyway, Ryan Reed's in. Kevin Jones. What's up, Rue? Anyway, so back to what I'm talking about. So transforming the whole year, went through this whole thing of like embracing this power, this freedom, this thing to do, right? I'll do what I want to do. I'm grown. I'm over 50. I can do what I want to do. Okay, that works. And so a lot, again, went to that piece. Then you transform and you watch your firstborn graduate college. That was interesting. Of course, we went down and see her become an AKA. That was very emotional, high time. Watch your daughter go do those things to come out ski-weeing and everything on everything. It was 465 of them that crossed. I don't know how they did it. It's amazing. But nonetheless, she made it in, and her mother now are legacy pieces, so that works for them. I'm waiting on my number 2, make a good decision somewhere down the line. Kappa is looking for a few good more men, and when he's ready, he'll make his decision. Nonetheless, so back to her. So I watch her go through this transformation of from here to standing next to you, and then she's on stage getting her diploma, walking across stage, just sashaying, just like Mikayla Wiggins. She's like, "What? Give me my paper. It's time to go." And I got to watch that, right? So here's where you know things have changed. Usually, Mikayla come run to, "Oh, dad, hugging me, whatever. Okay, girl, go be with your friends. No, I'm gonna stay with you." Man, she came across that stage. I gotta go find my sorors. I gotta go outside. I got a hug, and that was it. I'll catch you later. Bye. Bye. She gone. Out of here. Transformed. She has now transformed into this grown person. Blessed and fortunate and blessed that she had a job already. So we crossed the stage, had dinner that night. Next day, moved her behind to Birmingham, and there she stays working and employed. Someone give a shout out to Jesus for jobs. A ram in the bush that she has a job. Hallelujah. Praise his name. So she's working, right? That's transformed. So then what happens next? Hey, Sharitha, is now my son is like, he's transforming. So again, I say way too much. I just glad that they don't follow me on the book. The prayer for my son has always been this, is that he would wake the hell up. Everybody knows that boys come along a little slower, but somehow or another, his bus schedule was a little further behind than everybody else's in certain areas. The boy's smart. He's intelligent. He does everything he wants to do. He puts his mind to it. But I needed him just to wake up a little bit more, right? To things that are going on around you. You can't dismiss the fact where he goes to school. You can't down in Southern Virginia. You can't dismiss the fact that his school is predominantly white and high profile and all that kind of stuff. But he's in the middle of the country. Literally country, like down Farmville, VA, Missy Elliott, that part of the area. So I'm worried about him. I'm worried that he's driving and doing stuff and hanging out with people. Y'all know I'm going with this, right? You need to be woke. You need to be like, hey, aware of my surroundings. But also need him to take ownership of his presence and his awareness and his where he is and embracing his power, because he hadn't fully embraced it until this year. Until like not too long ago. The summer we had was amazing. Anytime you can sit on the deck with your son and have a cigar and talk about life issues and just have him. So you were paying attention? All that, really? You heard me? You heard all that stuff you mean your mama had been saying and everybody's been saying? So now it's starting to make sense to him in his own time. I get it. However, he was transforming. So apparently my word was not the same for me. It was for me. But everybody around me was transforming. So I was like, this is dope. I appreciate the fact that you're trying to wake up a little bit. Now if I can get you just to do your hair and clean this bathroom in this house and be all right, we'll be good. Can't get everything, right? But all that being said, you're still thankful that your children have not given you an ounce of trouble. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're growing. The bumps along the road aren't really bumps. They're just kind of little small divots in the road. We all experience them. I'm glad I'm here to be able to go with them and talk them through those things. But transformation, now I have to transform from that dad to this other person dad, this other level of dad, and be ready for dealing with those issues as well. So it's been an interesting year, even as far as dealing in relationships and dealing with people, growing and traveling and doing different things and dealing with triggers that you didn't know you had from past relationships. Like, you know what? I don't know where that came from. apparently haven't dealt with it, but we're going to deal with it right now. And to walk through all of that and recognize, you know what? You are better than yesterday. Right? That's the thought. We have to be better than yesterday. I don't care what your word is, what your word that you're using. You must choose to be better than you were yesterday if you plan to get anywhere on your list. Whatever your list may be, you must be better than you were yesterday. Don't have to be perfect. Don't have to strive for perfection. You just need to be better than you were yesterday. Sometimes that's a struggle because we didn't recognize it was that bad yesterday. I figured I was dope yesterday. Well, you need to be doper. You need to do more than you were the other day. And that's part of the challenge. That's part of the journey. That's part of the growth. That's part of what makes us go, right? As we go through this life and try to achieve these goals and set things down. But I just still want to know where you are with your word. If you're honest with yourself, maybe not as far as you thought you could be. If you're honest with yourself, because again, that's all that really matters. It doesn't matter to me if you've achieved your word or if you've lived up to your word. I don't have to look in the mirror and decide whether or not you or not were successful. I am too busy worrying about me. That's all I can do. That's all you can do is take care of self. So one of the things that you need to understand about these goals and these words and things like that is that things shift, things change. They don't always happen 100%. But better to have those laid out as goals, ambitions, or desires, or place to get to than not have anything at all and to wander around aimlessly like a ship with no rudder. Okay, side note. Y'all know I love watching, if you follow along, you know I love watching Deadliest Catch. I don't care what they're catching. Wicked tuna, crab, king crab, dead crab, my gold, whatever. It's something to do with water and the elements and the human mankind trying to beat the elements. I'm all for it. So I was watching the Deadliest Catch, catching king crab because it was crab season not too long ago. And out in the ocean, this big ice storm was coming. They weren't supposed to be out there. The ice cap had moved down and did all kinds of stuff. We got to catch these crab. For some strange reason, everybody don't ever seem to have no money, right? If I don't get these buckets, these tanks full of crab to the tune of $1.2 million, won't nobody get to eat. You said that the last 4 episodes, sir. You've got a whole 4 tanks full, sir. You got your crab. You're going to get some money. But they keep saying it to emphasize that this is an ongoing process. So anyway, the ice is coming down from the polar cap. We're gonna set these pots in the soak. Captain's crazy. We're not gonna get our pots back. Put those pots down. And so they're fighting, trying to get back in, and one of the ships loses power. Oh no. If we don't get this engine running, we're going to dash into the rocks because we are at the mercy of the waves and the oceans and the wind because we ain't got no engine to keep us going straight. They were rudderless, basically, and no power. Side note, they got the engine back on. They kept going. They got all the pots back, make all the money, went back. Woohoo! Somebody lost a finger, but that happens all the time. My point is, if you don't have a goal or direction of where you need to go, you too will be out there in the water, bouncing around, watching the polar ice cap come because you don't know where you're going because you have no power, no guiding force, nothing to keep you push and pulling. Remember, motivation is a pushing force. Inspiration is a pulling force. It pulls you somewhere, and you need both of those. Motivations have to happen daily. It's a repeatable offense. What inspires us keeps us going, but if you lose your inspiration, if you lose why you get inspired, you ain't got no motivation. If I don't need motivation and no inspiration, what am I really doing? Floating. Wondering where my pots were, or if I got any crabs, can I get these tankfuls, and will I get paid? That's what you're wondering. I know, because I did. I'm like, will they ever get their money out of these ships? Anyway, that's why we do the word of the year. I want to transform was my word. So I feel like the year has been that for me. Especially the last few months. Matter of fact, if you went to my birthday when I was in Cleveland, shout out to All Things Cleveland, War Browns. Look here, man. Anyway, I talked about the stuff at work and how I question my own life value. You know, do I have significance was the question. Do I have significance? These are real live questions. And sometimes people will try to criticize you when you show your. People say, be transparent. You should be transparent. Be transparent. Be transparent. But here's what happens when you're transparent with people. They take your little transparency, throw it on the floor, and they wipe off their new Jordan tennis shoes on it. And then criticize you for showing your softer side or your emotional side or that you have a personal thought or that you're fearful or that you're scared or whatever. Let me just tell you something right now. To somebody out there who may be dealing with this very, very same issue, that people view you one way. You're external. They get to know you. They see the internal. You share with them your fears, your weaknesses, your downfalls and whatever. You put your armor down. The Bible says full armor of God, right? We're going to put our full armor down for a moment. and be vulnerable because that's what we're supposed to do. And then they criticize your vulnerability. Say, I thought you were somebody else. I thought you were somebody else. Now, who do you think I was? Well, you appear to be this, and I didn't know you could do that. And all I'm saying to you today right now is if you are that person, just remember this. It doesn't matter how, let me phrase this right. It doesn't matter how scared or how intimidating or how worried or how whatever it is you're facing, that how, whatever that is or what. The bigger question is, will you proceed forward in spite of your fears? Will you proceed forward in spite of your shortcomings? Will you seek the help to get to where you want to go, or will you succumb to your own weaknesses? Therein lies the problem. Not that you have them. Everyone has them. Everyone has anxieties. Everyone has fears. Everyone's got all kinds of new disease. If you're watching enough television and doing enough research, you probably got that too. The issue is not that you think that you may have them. The issue is, will you move forward in spite of them? Will you turn your fear into fuel? Will you turn your fear into fuel? Will you say, the reason that I'm scared to do this, but I'm more afraid if I don't do that, then I won't get this, so I'm going to go ahead anyway. I'm going to go ahead anyway and do this in spite of my fear. It's imperative that you learn to move forward in spite of. Whatever that means for you. So just know that your word of the year can help you do that. So that was mine. That's pretty much the year. I probably left out a few trips. Hold on. Make sure first of all, make sure y'all like and subscribe to the podcast, Off the Bench with Mark Wiggins. There's some good stuff over there. There's some really, really good stuff, especially the last couple of episodes. My trip to Miami, we talked about me taking my shirt off. Did y'all read? Y'all didn't listen to that one? Anyway, bottom line is simply this. When I went to Miami, it was a brothers only trip to go see the Redskins play against Miami. It was the two worst teams in the league. Notice it wasn't Cleveland that's the worst team. It's the Redskins. Anyway, that trip was dope. Capped off with, again, the fourth down that the Miami Dolphins were facing in the game. They were 4th and goal. And they ain't won a game at this point. They were horrible. And the fans were just wanting something positive to happen. So instead of going for the field goal, they went for the touchdown. Worst play designed in American history. I don't know what they call, for those who went to Maple Heights High School. If you remember the belly to pop pass from West, that play. Yeah, they should have ran that play because I don't know what they ran. Should have run the belly to pop pass. But nonetheless, they didn't get it on the 4th down. Redskins intercept to win the game. The fans were clapping and cheering. Like they lost the game, but they were go for it on 4th and goal. Not to tie, but to win. So they did something different. They still didn't win the game, but they won some confidence. They won somewhat because I believe they had played a good game the other day. So it's a matter of what are you going to do with what you have at the moment you got to do. Are you going to do it for you, or are you going to do it for the culture? Do it for yourself. Flip over to the night we went to the carnival. First of all, I've never been to carnival. I have people talk about all the time. They spend hundreds of dollars on outfits and go down there. They spend $100 on outfits, but there's nothing really there. So if you know anything about carnival, I'm not saying no more. Just know that it was all everywhere. It was everywhere. And so we're walking around, and all of a sudden, it's hot, and someone's like, "We're gonna take our shirt off." I'm like, well, wait a minute. We taking our shirt off? I don't know. Whoa, wait, hold up. We're gonna take our shirt off? Yeah, everybody got their shirt off. Look here. So one dude who works out, he's former bodybuilder, whatever, rips his shirt off. He's, yeah! Other dude, I'm taking my shirt off. I'm like, well, I don't know. I didn't do my sit-ups that day. I didn't, at some point I decided carnival will get the body that I give it. I took my shirt off. We walking around, and someone looked, and they just started dancing. Wait. You won't have no comments? You won't say nothing about none of this? All this chocolate-ness? You won't say nothing about none of this? No, because it didn't matter to anybody that I had my shirt off. They were wondering why I wore your shirt on in the first doggone place because nobody had on the shirt. My point of the story is this. We let our own fears and inhibitions keep us from experiencing life, right? I was worried about the wrong thing. The wrong thing was that these thousands of people who were there to celebrate their country and their culture and their heritage, me outsider coming in, they weren't worried about none of the things that I had on my mind. They could care less. But I enjoyed myself more embracing someone else's culture and doing something new and different, because the goal has to be better than yesterday. Taking my shirt off was not anything super great, but it was a super step forward in what? Transforming. So I say to you again, just because you get on stage, just because you talk to hundreds of thousands of people at a time, just because you're never afraid of a light nor a microphone, does not mean you don't have fear. The question is, will you let fear rule you, or will you turn it and convert it into fuel to be better? Everybody say better. Right? That's transforming. That's my year. High levels, even low levels. Some of the low levels weren't that great either. But I had to transform out of that. Again, what did you learn in those low moments? Did you learn anything in those low moments, or did you let them just slide on past? So, my word of the year is transform. So, as always, I got 3.5 things to help you out right now to finish off this rest of the year. You've got a month and a half with your word of the year, with your goals, with your ambitions, whatever you are trying to do. If it's not done, it is irrelevant, because here come the 3.5 things you need to know in order to finish this year off strong. Y'all ready? You ready to write this down? Somebody write this down. Somebody better take some notes out there. Hey, Jessica Perez, what's happening? Graham's is loaded. What's up, Graham? Number one. Here's the point one. Forgive yourself for wasted time. Y'all got that? Forgive yourself for wasted time. If you've not lived up to your own expectations this year, there's no need to have a secondary and tertiary committee meeting to decide and come back and tell you from the committee report that you didn't live up to your expectations and you should feel like trash. Forgive yourself for wasted time. It doesn't matter. All right, you know what? I didn't do it. I'm gonna just do what I got to do, and we're gonna move forward. Do not think about all that lost time, wasted time, because you really didn't waste it. Something happened in there. You just weren't paying attention. You just weren't paying attention. You need to go back and fish it out and see what it was, because I guarantee you somewhere along the line, you did achieve the things that you said you wanted to achieve in this year. On some level, something happened that's positive. Go find that and think about it. Point number 2, begin where you are. Begin where you are. Starting over is not an option. Begin where you are. Starting today. Starting right now. Finishing off strong. Finishing off strong. Don't be like the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, wow. I'm about to jump right up in there, too. Shout out to all the Dallas Cowboy fans. It is what it is. You are who you think you are. The game was banging. This is all the talk right now on sports radio. Not that Zeke and them wasn't banging. Not that, the quarterback wasn't killing it. He was absolutely killing it. But somewhere along the line, someone decided to do something totally different than what was working and started to run the ball. Bad move. We don't understand it. And by the way, why do you still have a job? They should have won that game. Hands down. They were the better team on the field. But somehow or another, other outside factors change the outcome. Right? So you got to begin where you are. There's no starting over. There's no going back. So today, right now, at the moment of this podcast, outside the sound of my voice, if you hear me right now, say yes. Start right now. Why not? Got a month and a half. Number 3, adjust your game plan. Adjust your game plan. What you thought you were going to do is not fully going to happen, but there's some things that could happen that you need to go get, right? You need to go get them. If you're close by, scrap whatever's left, go finish those things and get started, because here's the deal. Just because we didn't get our goals this year doesn't mean we can't move some over and start off next year, because we're almost ready to finish those goals, right? We're finished and we'll get them next year. Cool. But let's finish what we can finish right now. Change your game plan. That goes back to be worrying about what happened in the past. Focus on what you're doing right now. Focus on what you're doing right now. And here comes the point 5. This is it. The point 5. Success is personal. Success is personal. You get to decide how successful you are and what you achieved. Don't worry about what Mark's going to say about your goal of success, because I'm probably dead wrong. I don't know all of your struggles and what you had to go through to get where you are at this moment. I don't know. No one does. Success is personal. The smallest of things means something to you. Are you clear on what it means to you? If you're clear on what it means to you, you straight. Some of our issues are we forget about our successes because they're not grandiose. They're not the big boom things. They're the small adjustment thing. The call to change insurance because the kid's off the insurance. Why am I still overpaying for insurance when someone got a full-grown job and insurance? You're off my insurance savings. Get it done. Small stuff. Because the small stuff, when you start adding up, becomes the big stuff, right? They tell you that football is a game of inches, not a game of yards, and it's a game of inches. So if you are making progress along the way, progress is progress. You define your success. Please, please, please don't let anyone, rephrase that. Don't give the power and definition of your success to anyone else. Because if you allow them to define your success, what you've done is also allow them to define your failures. Somebody need to be writing that down somewhere. If you give them the power to define your success, you also give them the power to define your failures. I don't want you to have that. I'm going to keep that for myself. I truly, truly know when I failed, I don't need you piling on top of me. I got you. Just saying, make sure you do that. Success is personal. Know where you are in this work. It's not over yet. You got time. Finish your goals. Get stuff done. I got people trying to get real estate license by end of December. People trying to become this by end of December. Get the certification done. Go do what you need to do. December's coming. Point 1, forgive yourself a waste of time. Point 2, begin where you are. Point 3, adjust the game plan. The point 5, success is personal. Success is personal. So hopefully everybody enjoyed the conversation this evening. Hope I encouraged you to remind you to dig out that word of the year. Give it some more effort. Give it some more love. Give it some more push. You're almost there. It's almost at the end of the year. Whoop-de-doo. We're setting goals right now. So go ahead and adjust your goals for 2020. Don't wait till January 1st and here I come talking about let's set goals. Goals should be being set right now. Goals should be being set right now. Just know there's some things I got planned coming for 2020. Back on the mic, back on Facebook, doing the things I have to do for it in the podcast. Please, please, please join the podcast. Off the Bench Live with Mark Wiggins. I'm sorry, Off the Bench with Mark Wiggins. Wherever you find your podcast music, just look me up. Like it, share it. And when you see it on the timeline, please share it out to wherever your people are. There's some good stuff in there. There's nothing more exciting when someone reaches in and says, I appreciate what you said. It was right on time. As a speaker, as an encourager, as a coach, that is the prayer. That whatever I say help motivates at least one person to go do something they've never done before. It help move them in another direction just a little bit or just encourage them. That word of encouragement, that is the goal. That is the prayer. Because there's only really 3 things that I believe I can do as a motivator, encourager, as a speaker. I can plant seeds, I can cultivate, or I can harvest. That's it. I'm planting seeds. Beginning of the year, we're planting seeds in what you want to do. I cultivate it, give you encouraging message and have conversation and talk you through things and talk you up and talk down. Or you harvest. We now at the point where the thing that you thought was going to happen has now come to life and it is done. And that is a last push you needed to make sure it comes to life. That's the harvest. That's what the job of the speaker is. That's the job of the motivator is, in my opinion. That's what we do. So, that being said, let's go back to the timeline. Hey, Yolanda. Cheryl Tarver Jones, what's up? Hey, I'm going to send some foil and the freezer Tupperware because I won't be here for Thanksgiving. I'll be in Cleveland, but I would expect that the pole mark will make sure that the past pole marks containers are full. Hint, hint. On the gram, heads up, lady, GB19. I will talk about your boys, absolutely. DC Coffee, what's going on? Hey, thanks for joining, lady. Livingstone. Tell him to stay in the dorm. Don't move it off. Right. Please don't go nowhere. Matter of fact, take your classes online. Don't go nowhere. Stay in the room. Hey, Kersey Girl 8, appreciate you coming in. Appreciate everybody's joining in over here. Yolanda, you're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. Most welcome. And you just helped me out as well. Again, we do things because we are led to do them, right? So that's all I got for you. And as you know, as we wrap this down, if you can reach your dreams with a step ladder, then they're probably too low. Y'all have a great rest of the fourth quarter. I will see you soon. Off the Bench Live 2020 is being scheduled as we speak. I'm out.
Thank you for listening to Off the Bench with your coach, Mark Wiggins. Be sure to like, comment, and share this podcast, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at SpeakerMan87. And be sure to use the hashtag #GetOffTheBench to let Mark know you're listening. When it comes to success, only you can give yourself the permission you need to have the success you desire. Now get off the bench and get in the game.